Hello, this is Crochet Basics with K.Jolie, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to work an easy shell stitch single crochet infinity scarf. Okay, so if you've watched my previous tutorial on shell stitch with the homespun, I show you an easy way to start a blanket or a scarf with it. Super easy. Before we start, I'm going to use homespun using Mediterranean, and you always want to check your dye lots. I'm going to use 2 skeins, so hopefully it gives me a good amount of neck coverage because it is cold up in New York today. So I'm going to use a K hook, which is a 10.5 millimeter US sizes, and you'll leave a tail for sewing, you know, for weaving in later on. So sorry, let's just I got my coffee in me, so let's get this going. With the homespun, it's a double wrapped yarn. Okay, so it has an extra thread running through it. So just to start, make a little knot at the end, just to keep it nice while you're working, is always what I suggest. You know, it just keeps it nice. And then when you're ready to weave in, you'll snip off your knot, you'll weave it in, and you'll, you know, leave it because it'll be weaved in. Okay, so let's get this going. You'll leave a tail for weaving, and I do a crossover, so if you do a slip knot, you know, if you're gonna work it with me. Okay, so but we're gonna be working in the round, so let's we're gonna do a chain 3. We're gonna start now. Okay, chain 3, 1 2 3, and in your third chain from the hook you'll do a double crochet, and you want to keep your tension nice and even. Okay, you don't want like big gaps or whatever, because this is the loop that we're going to be working in for our starting row. Okay, so you'll do as many of these as you like, you know, with the length, like the width around, and as long as it is an even number. Okay, so for this, since we're gonna connect it, we're gonna work in even numbers. Okay, so you'll chain 3 and you'll keep going until you have the length around. And also, one thing I did not mention, whoopsies, is a tape measure, and mine has run away. A tape measure is always good, just so you know you have the length, you know, that you want or whatever. So, and this makes it easy. There's no chaining in between. It's just your chain 3 and your double crochet. Okay, so I did 40, and I did them, I pulled tight so that they would be nice and sturdy, you know, for a starting row, because this is our starting row. And let's see, how much do I got? I got about 55. So you want to try not to turn, you know, twist your work or whatever. So if you just feed it, and you can actually see your chain, your chaining is holy cannoli. Okay, your chain kind of bows out, and your double crochet is flat. You know, it's flat on the top. That was a slip. I'm sorry. Did I not say that? Okay, that was a slip. All right, and I guess if you want to use a stitch marker, you can. But since you're going to have your tail, you know, you can always just leave your tail dangling for now, and then just weave that in later. It makes it easier. We'll chain 2. Okay, and around your double crochet bar, okay, your flat side, if you can figure it out. Okay, you'll do a shell. So you'll do 5 double crochet in that first one. Okay, in the next loop, I'm going to do a single crochet, and then in the next working loop, I'm going to do another shell, which is 5. And the single crochet is really just opening up your shell, making it fan out. So you'll work all the way around. Okay, so I finished all of mine with the alternating, you know, single crochet in between the shells, in between 5 double crochet. So now hopefully you didn't twist. I actually think I got lucky and I didn't twist, so that's good. If you twist, you can always try it again. If you're afraid of twisting, like if you're afraid that it's gonna be, you know, like looking like this when you come through, because that has happened to me, you know, you can always just work the first row straight back and then attach your ends there. Okay, and you would leave, if you're going to do that, leave a little bit of a longer tail just so you can seam up that first row so that it's even, because sometimes if you do that, I've done it before where it wasn't even, so my starting whatever was a little bit lower, so kind of look like that. Okay, so in my last one I got a single crochet, and with this I'm just going to, just to get it over to where it needs to be, I'm just gonna slip into where I had done those chains previously. I think what do we say it measured, 55 inches? I have approximately, folded over, I have about 25 inches or so, and in actuality I have a little bit more because you have the bend. Okay, that's always how I look at it. So in the last one, you'll do a single crochet, and you'll hook onto, you'll slip into where you chained. We'll slip into there, we'll chain two, and right there, you'll do a half shell. So you'll do two double crochet. All right, there we go. That's what we want. All right, and then in the top of our first shell, we'll do a single. And then where our single crochet is, we'll do another shell. And then you'll work that all the way around. Now I reached the end of row 2, and because we did the half shell, so you'll go right into where you did your half shell, and you'll do 2 double crochets, which will make it a full shell. All right, tricky, tricky. Okay, and then you'll slip into the top. Okay, and yeah, we'll slip. Okay, I like slipping. We'll slip, chain 1, do a single crochet right there. Okay, and then this will just repeat as always, because you know these are patterns. Okay, and then when you get, you know, your height or whatever, as high as you want it to be, you know, as wide around your neck or your head, you know, however you're gonna wear your infinity scarf or whatever, you'll snip your ends, you'll weave in, and then you're good to go. And with weaving with this, you're going to, it's not like, you know, a single crochet, so if you're going to use a hook, I suggest a little bit of a smaller size hook, and then you'll pull in, as inconspicuous, you know, you'll pull in through your stitches, and you want to go one way for a few inches and then back the other way. And some people tie a tiny little knot, that's fine. Some people don't. So, you know, however you're comfortable with your weaving in, or, you know, sewing in your tail or whatever. Okay, so I really hope you like making this. And as always, happy hooking, because it keeps you off the streets. If you have any questions, please ask. Let me know what you think. If you make it, I look forward to hearing from you. And please subscribe, like the video, share with your friends, all that kind of good stuff. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a super great day. This is Crochet Basics with K.Jolie.